Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Before I Do, the show that shares with you everything that should be done before saying I do. So whether you are dating, in a relationship, single, don't know if you want to be married, we are here to facilitate courageous conversations on dating and relationships.
I'm still hearing the
music. She is dancing to the
I'm
music that has been turned off. So.
Well, Before I Do is meant to be interactive, and so we will pose the speak now or forever hold your peace questions. And again, we do not want you to hold your peace. Like, we want to hear from you. All right, we want to give you a shout out. We want to do a roll call. We want to know that you are there and here and we are together. So when we pose the question, we want to hear from you. What are your dating experiences? Did you have to, what was it like when you had to get back out there after a breakup, a divorce? I mean, we've all been through the breakup, okay? And so, but sometimes because we're breaking up doesn't mean that we're broken down, right?
Ring the bell for that.
That's all right. And then the build up, right? The building up ourselves to get back out there, to be vulnerable, to meet somebody new can be a very courageous thing. And so that's what we want to encourage you to do tonight.
Absolutely. For those of you who may be just joining us, we have been covering a series about dating after divorce, how you know that you're ready, and then where do you go as it relates to looking for new individuals. And so just as a quick recap, we've been talking about how to know when you're emotionally ready to date again. You've gone through a divorce, you've gone through a bad or a really long-term breakup from a long-term partner. How do you know when you're emotionally ready to move on? On the physical side, what are some of the physical things that you need to be mindful for when you get ready to start dating? What are some limitations or boundaries that you may want to put on yourself in order to ensure that you are walking in a healthy way and not moving too fast?
And both of those two components, previous shows, are you emotionally ready? Are you physically ready? Both of those things, they just don't happen in the moment. We want you to be intentional. We want you to really take an audit of where you are emotionally, right? Because if anything, we know sometimes you can't predict everything, you can't plan everything, but you can definitely be intentional about what you want, what you need, and or what you desire.
Absolutely. And lastly, we talked about what are you looking for and why. Often when people are dating after a divorce or a breakup, they are immediately wanting to go to the complete opposite extreme. I want someone that is the complete opposite of the person that I was married or that I was dating. And so is that a good strategy? Only you can answer that, but we want to pose the question of what are you looking for and why? Because it could have been that you're looking for or you want the right things, but they may have been in the wrong person as relates to the way that they were being administered and modeled out by that individual.
And go back and watch that show because we challenge you to really take, I love the word audit, audit whether or not those characteristics for you, are they stronger on the physical, on the external side, or what's on the inside? So it's really important for you to look at that.
Absolutely. So tonight what we want to do is we actually want to shift into, all right, you're emotionally ready to date. You got your physical boundaries. You got a physical plan in place. You figured out that, hey, this is the group of individuals that I want to date. Now we want to talk about what does a safe date look like? What does it actually look like to go on a date after your divorce, after you've experienced a bad breakup that is going to be healthy and productive and conducive for you?
So we're going to paint the picture, right? And so we want you to take your journals out, take your notes out. We want you to write all of these things down to help you create a safe date, a brave date, an atmosphere that is going to be conducive to who you are, what you want, and with your intentional self. So I think we're ready.
I think we're ready. And I think we're ready for our Speak Now question of the night. And so we need you all to blow up the comment section. Our Speak Now question of the night is, what is your dream date or activity that you would like to experience? When you think about, again, you're coming out, and this is just not for those of us who are coming out of a divorce or a breakup, but something that you really would like to do for a date that you have not done yet. What does that look like? And I will share with you, right? We've been married for 23 years. We dated for 4 years before that. And, I heard something one time, and this is like way out there. And I was like, you know what? That's kind of cool. I heard a story about this man who really rich guy. And he like flew on a date to take this woman like out to dinner in Paris.
Ooh.
Like just, like imagine. So like imagine like we live in Florida.
Works.
We live in Florida, me flying you to Vegas for dinner.
I receive it. I receive it.
I think that would be really cool to like, to take you out on a date for the night in another state, like in another time zone. So yeah, we gonna vision cast and take this thing on out.
Back in time. I like it. That's everything.
So what about you? What's on your list?
Oh, what's on my list for a date? I don't know. See, I'm the simple one. You have the big visions and dreams when it comes to dating. Yeah. I just like my man packaged well, but and being with you. So I'm all about that quality time. So as long as we're together.
You can ring the bell for that. You can definitely ring the bell for that.
So yes. But I don't know. I mean,
we've done a lot. We've done a lot of different things together. We had
one
some
of
really
my
cool
favorite
dates.
dates was the hot air balloon.
Yeah.
I will admit, hot air balloon. And be strategic too, because I remember when for Valentine's Day when you took me horseback riding, and that was great.
Yeah, a lot of cool.
And 2
days.
weeks later, my butt and my legs were still sore.
Now,
but it was perfect. It was perfect.
So part of the reason why we asked this question, right, is because this is the opportunity for those of you who are dating again to really reopen your imagination when it comes to some of the things that you would like to experience and do. And bear in mind that even when we talk about these things that you may want to do, being willing to do those things, to lead them out and do them by yourself, but also being open to potentially explore that with someone else.
I will chime in. Okay. So a dream date for me, I will admit it has to encompass some laughter, right? Some laughter, some fun to lighten the mood. Because for me, I'm usually pretty nervous and I can be socially awkward when I'm just meeting someone or so really something that allows both of us to laugh to me would be a part of my dream date.
That's cool. So everyone, once again, our Speak Now question of the night is, what is a dream date or activity that you would like to experience? We're asking you to put your comments in the chat. And also we are going to come back with a few tips to help you when it comes to your dating after divorce or breakup. So everybody stay tuned in. And before I do, we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with more of our show. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Before I Do. Tonight we are talking about dating after divorce or breakup, and you all are blowing up the chat. Shout out to Stacy. Stacy says, I just feel so awkward and nervous. I haven't really dated in 7 years. She says the dates are non-existent. Recently single, not even interested in any male energy at this point, but I think I'll get there one day. But from what I see, it is scary out here. Human decency is lost on a lot of people. I'm looking for peace. Dating doesn't seem to bring me that. Well, Stacy, what we will say, I know we were talking offline as we were reading Stacy's comment, and you had some encouragement for her, right?
Absolutely, Stacy. So first of all, I love the fact that you are clear. You are clear in this season about what you want, need, and desire. And Stacy, you put a name on it. You said peace. Okay. So the first thing is when you put that out in the atmosphere, you absolutely will get it. And anything that interrupts that peace, you automatically know that, no, this is my standard, right? This is the bare minimum for me is peace. So anyone coming, bringing you any energy outside of that, nope, they cannot apply. Application rejected. Second thing I wanted to mention for you, Stacy, is that you're in a season to enjoy your own company. And so if you know that you're not really feeling male energy right now, enjoy dating yourself. It is a process. You are going to be the leader in modeling what you expect, what you think, and all of that. And so in this season, don't just stay secluded. If you're, hopefully get out of the house, go places, explore some new places you haven't been before, and enjoy your own company.
I will say too that I am very proud of us. And by us, I mean just people, right? Because a lot of us learned a valuable lesson from COVID. And the lesson a lot of us learned from COVID was, I'm not going to wait. If there's something that I want to do, if there's some place that I want to go, if there's something that I have on my bucket list, I'm going to do it. I see people that they are taking like trips of a lifetime. And so absolutely be sure that you lead out. Don't wait for anyone, but lead out in exactly what it is that you want to experience and do. We talked about, again, with our Speak Now question of the night. What's your dream date? What is it that you would like to do? And again, that's not something that you have to necessarily wait on anybody on, but it is important to kind of have that in mind and reimagine that. Corliss says that, hey family, I'm just 3 months divorced, but I have a list that I have to complete it inside and out before I do date. Ring the bell for that. Absolutely, Corliss.
You doing the work.
Shout out to you for that. And we praise that, because what happens is, especially after divorce, a lot of people are quick to attribute the problems in their marriage to the individual that they are divorcing. And what happens is they move on to another relationship and they'll see some of those same issues resurface. Why? Because they never took the time to really sort through and do their individual work and really extract all the lessons that they needed to from that previous relationship. So that is very important, and that is really admirable that you're able to recognize that.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. So we have 6 tips that we want to share with you all as it relates to, for those of you that are getting back into dating. So Stacy, Corliss, be sure that y'all listen up, because once you all are ready to get out there and date, we want to make sure that you are going about it the right way. So tip number 1, we encourage you to have conversations with someone before you go on interactive dates or in-person activities. So think about your text messages or your conversations as your first date. So if you enjoy talking on the phone to someone or texting someone or hearing their voice or getting a message from them, then 9 times out of 10, that is going to be a telltale sign that there are some things that you have in common, right? And so that actually is a precursor to you really being able to have good chemistry when you're in person. So you want to use that as an advantage, right? We live in a very digital, communicative age where you can really get to know someone before you actually go on a first date. Now, back in the days, we're old enough to where, you went out with someone on a first date to see if you wanted to get to know them. But now, when it comes to technology, again, text messages and phone calls, it really allows you to have kind of this screening process and really get to know someone to see if they're even someone that you would want to physically spend time with in person.
Absolutely. So take advantage of it. All right. And I think we're on to tip number 2.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Tip number 2. I will admit, in today's time, I absolutely would operate in this tip. And tip number 2 is go on a virtual date, right? And so this gives you the opportunity, first of all, to ensure that you're not being catfished, okay? So utilize Zoom, use Google Meet, use FaceTime. Like literally, you want to be able to see this person and live in color, have a conversation. I mean, it's the best thing since sliced bread. They're only seeing you from, the chest on up, right? And you get to talk, you get to see the person's facial mannerisms when you're talking. You just get to see a little bit more. If you guys want to, even say, hey, well, I'm here at the park and this is one of my favorite places to go. And maybe they're going to be at one of their favorite places. So you all don't even have to be in your house, right? But you both can decide to meet in your favorite place, and you can show them, hey, this is my favorite place. This is why it's my favorite place. So you literally can kind of get to know a person and still having that safeguard. So virtual dates are awesome. And especially in today's time when people are dating across cities, states, and even countries.
So Skype, what about Skype? Is Skype cool to use?
I told you not to even say that. I told you not to say it. Who says Skype? I mean,
Yeah, Stacy is
You're
going.
telling your age.
Hey, Stacy is going in. Stacy says people don't even know how to have a real conversation. It's wild.
I got to ring the bell, Stacy. I'm so sorry.
I'm
Stacey,
like, hey, how you blah 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 snore, boring, no thought behind it at all. She says I'm a little biased because I hate small talk, but still, but absolutely, Stacy, it does again. It provides you the opportunity to see if you have chemistry with this person before you invest your physical time into meeting them in person. Now I will say this. Now I'm going to tell you as a male, a lot of us will say, well, you know, I don't really talk on the phone, or I don't really like talking virtually. I do better in person. Trust me, if they're not able to talk over the phone or via virtual, it's really not going to get better in person. That's just a ploy to hopefully that you like what you see,
they want to
and distract you from the lack of conversation skills that are had. But absolutely, that conversation in advance is really important to helping you to really kind of pre-screen your individual.
I like you, Stacy. See, you my kind of person, okay? Because what that means is you're like me. You ask some deep questions, girl. You go in heavy, hard, okay? You probably asking about what are your goals in life? What's your 5-year plan? I don't know. You probably going in the paint hard, okay? Awesome.
Excellent. All right. So once you finally do, again, you've gotten through the interview stage with Charmaine and Stacy. I said it. You got through the interview stage with Charmaine and with Stacy, right? And you actually think about hooking up together in person. You want to consider doing dates in the day. Now listen to us closely on this, right? Now, when it comes to day dates, they are really preferable for a couple of different reasons. The first thing is that you have the protection of the daylight, right?
This is true.
There's a lot of things that come along with darkness. Just in general, right? There's a lot of assumptions when we talk about safety, especially for certain individuals, and having day dates. They actually really help you as far as with safety and visibility, right?
Yes.
The other thing is, if you think about it too, is that day dates offer a lot more options and a lot more economic options as well. So, you know, there are certain things that are hard to do at night, and usually things that at night are more expensive during the day. So it does provide you a manner of flexibility when it comes to going on dates and interacting with someone. So don't discount those day dates as an opportunity, again, to really have this step-stair approach to really getting to know someone.
Absolutely. And I'm just when you go on night dates, let's be honest. I mean, the body is relaxing, it's winding down. And I mean, sometimes I don't know, again, you can take inventory of how you show up in the evenings. Sometimes it's easier to shape this romantic mood and things like that. And the bottom line is, when you start dating, you don't want this person trying to create this romantic mood. We're really just trying to get to know each other. Allow it to move slow and allow it to be organic. And so day dates, yes, they're happening.
Absolutely. And so, Stacy, just so you know, hey, no, it's your first time here and we loving it. This is exactly what we want. Yeah, we appreciate the comments. And Michelle, y'all are really getting on this men communicating thing. She says all men say they don't talk on the phone. In person, they have no communication skills. Now, I will say that with men, the majority of us, we don't talk on the phone like that. Not, of course, not all men, but I'm just saying that a lot of men, we aren't necessarily going to sit on the phone for an hour, 2 hours, but it does say something again about the chemistry as far as, you know, being able to hold a conversation with someone that you're interested in and being able to be communicative. So that is really important.
Wait a minute. You talked to me on the phone with just seamless. Was it because you saw me first?
No, because I was interested, you know, but we just had a great conversation. We had good chemistry. It's one of those things to where our first date, we talked for hours and I have no idea what we talked about. It was like meeting an old friend. Yeah. And so, you know, but it was very natural. It was very organic. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for there to be a connection. And again, if you can get that if you can do that virtually, if you can do that over the phone, it's a great protection for you before you invest again in a in-person date.
And those day dates help because you can laugh and you can, you can see if you get that camaraderie. Go to shoot pool or do something, fun. All right.
Hold on, wait. Now I got to refute this one right here. Stacey say the truth is they talk to too many women on the phone. They can't keep up with who is who. Now, so I rebuke that comment. That is
she gonna get the bell on that one.
That is fake news.
There's some truth in that.
No, that is fake news.
If this man cannot call you by your name and you baby, sugar, whatever, don't accept that. Do not accept the nickname.
I'm not gonna go along.
Sweetie, sweetheart, don't accept the nickname.
Let me put my voice. I can't go along with that. That's fake news. But again, a lot of us just don't like talking on the phone. Hey, y'all, you're tuned into Before I Do. We're talking about dating after divorce. We are talking about safe dates, man. Continue to blow up our comments. We're going to take a brief break, and then we'll be back with 3 more tips for those of you that are ready to get back into the dating pool. And we'll be right back with more Before I Do. Stay tuned, everybody.
That beat is everything.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Hey. Hey, welcome back to Before I Do, and we're talking about dating after divorce or breakup. And speaking of dates, man, we have an amazing event to share with you all. The Couples Academy Phoenix Awards Gala taking place on Saturday, October the 7th in Alpharetta, Georgia. It is going to be an amazing night of live entertainment, networking. It's going to be an amazing dinner. We will be there. If
Join us.
Listen, if you enjoy this show, you're going to get the live version of Before I Do, live and direct at the Phoenix Awards Gala. Yes, so we are encouraging you to be there.
Yes, I mean, it is time to break out all the bling you have in your closet. I mean, put it all on. Come join us and engage in this night. And guess what? It's not just for couples. Like, it is for individuals who you are really, you are in your process. Okay, you're dating, you're building yourself up. We want you to be there. And so don't count yourself out, count yourself in. Be our +1, our +2, our +3, and our +4. Bring a tribe. We want to see you there.
Absolutely. Again, that's Saturday, October the 7th, going down in Alpharetta, Georgia. For more information, you can go to couplesacademy.org. So once again, we want to get back to our tips on safe dating in this day and age. And so, yeah, those first 3 seem to be pretty popular. So
yes. Yeah. All right. So tip number 4, here it is. Here it is. Get ready. Write it down. All right. So number 4 is meet in a public place. And I know you might say, okay, that's like, of course, I'm not going to meet in a private place, but we want you to meet in a public place, okay, for the first few dates, not just the first one, the first couple of dates. First of all, it tells you a lot about how you engage, how they engage in public environments, right? And it's not that you're doing it to test the person to see if, I don't want to be the side chick. Does this person married or this and that, but it does tell you a lot about transparency. If this person is comfortable in their own skin in a public environment, right? How do they handle social situations, right? Ordering dinner, is this person the kind of person that's gonna, send food back 8 times? Is this person a little OCD and they wiping off the glass? Are they cleaning every grape? I mean, I don't know. So Meet in a public place. Really, this is about it being safe. It allows you to also see in social settings how the both of you engage each other.
Yeah, absolutely. That is really important because, again, socially, a person could just be awkward. Socially, somebody could just be rude, where you can tell you can tell a lot about how a person, a person's character by how they treat people who can't necessarily do anything for them, or people that they don't know. Because there's a really strong chance that if they treat someone badly that they don't know, that it's only a matter of time that they're going to treat me badly as someone that they are getting to know. So it really is important for you to use that as an opportunity to observe how they're interacting socially. And again, we're not saying that to disqualify them if they just socially awkward, but it is something that it allows you to be able to see if you all get down the road and that person gets ready to meet your family, to know that, hey, you know, this person is going, they seem kind of fun. No, that he's just awkward. He's just awkward. She's just a little different, you know. And so, you know, being able to see that is really important for yourself.
Yeah, because your family was pretty communicative and very verbal and social. And I think I was a bit quiet. A bit quiet for your family initially.
Yeah, I think you know,
not anymore.
No, not at all. You blended right in. You fit right in. So absolutely. All right, now tip number 5. This is a really important one, and this is specifically for those of you that are coming out of a divorce and or out of a breakup. You want to try to avoid activities and places that are tied to your ex. Now, this may ultimately trigger memories that will lead to undesirable conversations during a date. Talking about past relationships and breakup, it gets old really fast, right? And people can tell by the conversation that, wow, this person is really not over their ex, and they really have some more work to do. And that's one of the reasons why you want to ensure that you go through the steps of making sure that you are ready to move on before you date again.
I mean, say this one again, please. Avoid activities and places tied to your ex. We cannot stress, to me, this is almost one of the most important tips out of these. Avoid these activities and places if possible. And now this can seem very difficult if you've been in a relationship 20 years with someone. 9 out of 10 times you've done a lot of different things, but you provided some great advice about this one, that it stretches you. It stretches you to do some things that you haven't done before.
Go some places you haven't gone before. And for all the love of God, don't go to some of these places hoping that your ex is going to be there. Looking for your ex. You know, choosing to go on dates because you want them to see you with this person.
See you winning.
Listen, move on with your life.
You set yourself up.
The best way to do that, absolutely. The best way to move on with your life is to focus on your individual growth and to use this as an opportunity to create some newness. But in the interim stages of dating after a divorce and after a breakup, you want to use it as an opportunity to really explore some things, not only for yourself, but also with the individual that you're engaging with.
Absolutely. And tip number 6, all right, embrace the newness of the journey. Now, that can be hard, right? Because sometimes we have, in our old relationship, it's very easy to have gotten in this pattern. And so how do I interrupt the pattern, right? Sometimes you need help, and that's when you pick up the phone, you call Couples Academy and you book Walter and Charmaine for a session, or you pick up the phone and you book one of the other phenomenal practitioners through Couples Academy, because you know what, our CEOs are all about having date nights, right? But also getting to know yourself. Danielle Pettiford, she is our founding owner of Couples Academy. She does phenomenal work with Enneagrams and really dissecting who you are inside out. And so a part of that work is, who am I? How do I show up when I'm stressed? How do I show up when I'm not stressed, right? What is my communication style? You know, all of these different things really help you to embrace the newness of you. You are a different person after a breakup, after exiting a relationship, and you want to make sure you're your most healthy self. So yes, number 6, embrace the newness of the journey of self and the journey of dating. Make it what you want it to be. And so we would have you identify, what are 3 characteristics that you want to use to describe your dating life? Is it adventurous? Is it more, I don't want to venture. I want a little bit more. I want more intellectual stimulation. Okay, well, then that means your dates need to provide an atmosphere where you're going to get that intellectual stimulation.
Mm-hmm.
If you want adventure, then your dates need to provide that adventure. And so if you want more emotional reactions, then guess what? You might go to a comedy club, or if you want more communication and conversation, you're not going to go and sit in a dark movie theater for 2 hours with someone if you want more conversation. So again, that word being unintentional.
Yeah, we're always growing, changing, and evolving, and especially when we get out of a marriage, when we get out of a relationship, it's a great opportunity for us to really examine and do a self-reflection on who we are now, and really get to know ourselves all over again. So when we talk about embracing that newness, right? Newness is not always exciting. Yes. It's not always pleasurable. When we think about getting a new car or buying a new house, we see those as big, great, exciting things. But when we think about things like moving on from a relationship, when we think about, having to move somewhere because of that situation, it can be a very scary and intimidating feeling. But we want to, again, allow our perspective to be adjusted, that this is an opportunity for me to really, experience life in a brand new, different way.
It is.
So really challenge yourself to embrace the newness. And if you're getting back into dating, to experience some new things with some new people, to really challenge yourself. And so, embrace the journey.
And you know what? And I know this is about, dating again after possibly a divorce or a breakup. But you know what? We're going to call the married couples out too. Because some of y'all, if you have not been dating your spouse, we're talking to you too. Like, really, we want you to exercise this muscle. It is key. It is key to relationships, to be able to commune with one another, to build that muscle, right? To have adventure together, to have that intellectual intimacy in all the areas of intimacy, to learn something new with each other. A date might be, okay, we're going to go and we're going to learn to salsa, merengue, bachata, whatever it is. We're going to do something unique, right? And so maybe we want to explore culture, right? This year, maybe that's the theme of my dating, my date life, right? I need someone who wants to explore culture with me, right? Some different things. And so,
Excellent. Good. Well, hopefully you all enjoy tonight's show. Miss Stacy, I heard that you missed. Miss Stacy, I heard you missed number 4. Well, be sure that you go back and watch the replay, and also be sure to go back and watch the previous shows as well. Again, we really have enjoyed bringing this series.
You can shout out
Miss Michelle. 4. Miss Michelle. We definitely are open to coming to New York.
Coming, girl?
Be sure to reach out to us at, again, couplesacademy.org. We would love to partner with you all on your individual and your collective journey. And yes, we will travel to you. Yes. And so we look forward to hopefully hearing from you all. And once again, be sure to check us out on Saturday, October the 7th, for the Couples Academy Phoenix Awards Gala. It's going to be an amazing night of networking and building and celebrating love and connection, man. So we will be there. So hopefully we will see you all there. My name is Walter Jennings.
My name is Charmaine Jennings.
We are your Couples Academy practitioners, and be sure to tune in next week for Before I Do. We will be answering your questions. So those of you tonight, if you had questions that you had for us, we will be answering your questions next week.
It's all about you.
Speak Now Q&A night. All right, everybody. We'll see y'all next week. Good night, everybody.
Welcome to the Couples Academy app. The Couples Academy app is your go-to hub for how to do marriage right. Get started with our app today by perusing our amazing features that conveniently allow you to connect. This app is packed with powerful content and resources to help you grow and stay connected. With this app, you can watch our messages, find marriage resources, watch, listen, and read the real-life stories of restored couples, sign up for events, read articles and blog posts, stay up to date with push notifications, share your favorite messages via Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or email, and download messages for offline listening. For more information about the Couples Academy app, go to couplesacademy.org.